Hello and welcome. I am Amarachi Ubani. Tonight, the Nigerian Governors Forum resolves its differences with a demand for an explanation from the Minister of Finance, Dr. Okonjo Iweala, on accruals from the excess crude accounts since May 2013. The coordinating minister says the governor's demand is strange and insists that there is no basis for it. ECOWAS leaders pay glowing tribute to President Goodluck Jonathan for the conduct of successful elections in Nigeria. And residents in Ramadi say IS militants are setting up defensive positions and laying landmines to strengthen their hold on the captured Iraqi city.
On business news tonight, Central Bank's MPC harmonizes cash reserve ratio deposit for public and private sectors.
And on sports news, Nigeria's tennis star Aruna Quadri joins French club Yura More after his exit from Portugal.
We begin tonight with what Nigerian governors are describing as a truce that has taken some time coming. Discord, factionalization, disagreement, all of these described how the Nigerian Governors Forum has gone about its affairs for the past 2 years, but it seems all is over after a session resolved these in Abuja, Nigeria's federal capital territory. The governors at the reconciliation meeting in Abuja appointed Governor Abdulaziz of Zamfara State as the consensus chairman of the forum for a year's tenure. The meeting, chaired by the chairman and River State Governor Rotimi Amechi, had some key PDP governors in attendance. Some of the governors present are Godswill Akpabio of Akwa Ibom State, who also doubles as chairman of the PDP Governors Forum, Gabriel Suswam of Benue State, and Emmanuel Udwahan, among others.
For almost 3 years, these governors never sat together for a meeting. The crisis began in 2013 when some of the governors rejected the outcome of the election that produced Governor Rotimi Amechi of River State as the chairman of the forum. The incident led to a division of the forum, with Governor Jonah Jang of Plateau State leading a faction, while Governor Rotimi Amechi led another faction. Now this problem appears to have been laid to rest as 20 governors from both factions appointed a new chairman.
We, the members of the Nigerian Governors Forum, NGF, at our meeting today at Transcorp Hilton Hotel, Abuja, deliberated on a number of issues and resolved as follows. Governor Abdul Aziz Yari of Zamfara State emerged as new chairman by consensus for a one-year period, May 2015 to May 2016.
When asked why the 16 of the 36 governors, including the governor of Plateau State, who was a factional chairman of the forum, was absent from the meeting, this was the response we got.
We have passed the stage of 19 being greater than 16 or 16 greater than 19. The opening paragraph of this sentence says, we are now reconciled and reunited. So anybody who asks that question, the answer I'll give you is no comments.
In the previous elections or selection of NGF chairman in the past, we never had up to 14 governors in attendance. So this is the greatest record we have ever had.
Earlier in the day, the Northern Governors Forum also unanimously appointed Governor Kasim Shettima of Borno State as their chairman.
The forum, therefore, is set to hand over the leadership to the executive governor of Borno State. That's why you saw the change of seat. Kasim Shettima as the new chairman of Northern State Governors Forum.
In his acceptance speech, Governor Shettima said the Governors Forum will unite to tackle the problems of insurgency and unemployment in the region.
I want to assure my colleagues and the good people that we shall strive as a team, as a family, to confront our common challenges, irrespective of differences in political affiliations, religious persuasions, sectional or tribal backgrounds.
It is less than 10 days to the swearing-in of the All Progressive Congress government, and from all indication, the governors appear set to speak with one voice.
Another issue that was raised at the forum was that the Coordinating Minister of the Economy and Minister of Finance, Dr. Okonjo Iweala, should account for $20 billion oil revenue. The governors insisted that since funds in the excess crude account were last disbursed in May 2013, there is need for Dr. Okonjo Iweala to explain accruals to the account from June 2013 to April 2015, which is estimated at over $20 billion.
In light of the fact that funds in the excess crude account were last disbursed in May 2013, there is need for the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Dr. Mrs. Okonjo Iweala, to provide explanation for accruals to this account from June 2013 to April 2015, which is estimated at over $20 billion.
Dr. Okonjo Iweala has replied the governor saying that there is no basis for the demand and the stated amount. A statement issued by the minister says the demand is strange because the Federal Accounts Allocation Committee meets every month and the ECA is discussed at every session with all the state commissioners of finance present. The minister said that nothing is hidden, and that these meetings, the Honorable Minister of State, who is chair of the FAAC, announces the balance in the ECA, which is then discussed. The statement adds that governors who want any information about the ECA should ask for details from their commissioners, who should have records of what was discussed and agreed upon, and that details of the ECA are also published every month along with the allocations to the 3 tiers of government. The minister also says reference to June 2013 in the statement is probably because the National Economic Council last met in May 2013. But this, according to the minister, is immaterial because the FARC meeting, during which the ECA and similar issues are discussed, have generally held regularly every month. The minister goes on to say that it is interesting that Governor Rotimi Amechi of Rivers State, who read the communique on behalf of the governors, made a similar allegation in November 2013 that $5 billion was missing from the ECA. To other issues now, distortions in subsidy payment figures may have been responsible for the controversy over the alleged missing $20 billion of NNPC funds, as revealed by an investigating Senate Committee on Finance. Chairman of the committee, Ahmed Bukarfi, who spoke with our correspondent Nida Kigbe in Abuja, shed some light on this while reacting to concerns raised by the Governors Forum. According to Senator McCarthy, the question that may have to be addressed would be the subsidy funds for kerosene amounting to $4.5 billion, which he said had not been appropriated. He said their investigation was able to trace an amount of $10 billion, including the $5.5 billion appropriated for petrol.
The key findings of our committee centered on trying to account for these $20 billion US. And in summary, there was a subsidy component of it, and the subsidy component of it divided into 2. Subsidy on petroleum, PMS, and subsidy on kerosene. The subsidy on petroleum, which amounted to about $5.5 billion US, we found out that these sums were appropriately approved by the National Assembly, and they were in the respective budget passed by the National Assembly covering that period. You see, people make an error of trying to look for subsidy in the main appropriation. That's not where you find it. You find subsidy provision in the revenue profile, because subsidy is expenditure by federal, state, and local governments. So it is deducted even before sharing the money. So if you check the main federal government budget, you are not going to see it. But if you check the revenue profile, you see where it is deducted before even sharing, of the money. And so the $5.5 billion US we found were appropriately provided for in the budgets. Therefore, we made a report to the Senate that we have seen this provided in the budget. Therefore, that should be taken as given. Now, we also found out that subsidy on kerosene amounted to 4.5 billion US dollars. Billion US dollars. But this was never reflected in the budget. And we made a report that that constituted unconstitutional spending because it was not appropriated for. And we had to recommend a way forward. And what we recommended was that it was for the president to seek for the approval of the National Assembly. And it was up to the National Assembly to approve or not to approve, or to take any measure it deems necessary, because we have found out that it was spent without appropriation.
Staying with oil matters, the Federal High Court sitting in Lagos has restrained President Goodluck Jonathan from assenting to the bill for an act to amend the oil and gas export-free zone. A court presided over by Justice Saliu Seidu also restrained the clerk of the National Assembly from forwarding the bill to amend the Oil and Gas Export-Free Zone Authority Act, CAP-05, to President Jonathan for his assent. The order was sequel to a motion ex parte in a suit filed before the court on behalf of Nigedoc Nigeria PLC, Simco Free Zone Company, and Nigedoc Nigeria PLC Free Zone Exports, who are plaintiffs in the suit. Justice Saliu Seidu also restrained the National Assembly, the Clerk of the National Assembly, the Attorney General of the Federation, Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, the Honorable Minister of Transport and the Nigeria Ports Authority from prohibiting the usage of the plaintiff's facilities at Snake Island Integrated Free Zone for oil and gas cargoes destined for use in the free zone. The plaintiffs had claimed that the Snake Island Integrated Free Trade Zone was approved as privately owned and managed free zone by presidential declaration in 2005. It was duly licensed by the Nigeria Export Processing Zones Authority in April 2005. The plaintiffs, however, say that in November 2014, they became aware of a bill for an act to amend the Oil and Gas Export Free Zone Authority Act, CAP-05, laws of the Federation of Nigeria. The bill was presented to the Senate and a public hearing was conducted without the knowledge of the plaintiffs, who claim that the amendments will negatively undermine and violate their constitutional rights. Justice Saliu Seidu has adjourned the matter till May 26th for further hearing. In part two, after the break, ECOWAS leaders pay glowing tribute to President Goodluck Jonathan for the conduct of successful elections in Nigeria. That's in a moment. Please stay there.